people miss the boat. You know, they say you look in Texas and Pennsylvania, you haven't seen anything like high school football. I don't think you come to Everett and you'll see what high school football is about.
Hi, and welcome to a special edition of Front Row. I'm Tom Caron, and each year millions of young men across America take part in the rite of passage that is high school football. This past fall, we spent an entire season inside one of the top programs here in Massachusetts, the Crimson Tide of Everett High School. Coming into the 1999 season, the Tide were ranked #1 and were heavily favored to win a 5th straight Greater Boston League title. If that wasn't pressure enough, the team was on a mission to erase the painful memories of the final day of the '98 season.
I think about that game every day of my life. Them 3 seconds. Just hope those 3 seconds never happen. That field goal went wide or short. But hey, you gotta live with it.
I definitely think that had a, impetus in as far as getting the boys to work out. But they work out hard anyway in the off season. But that was an added incentive. The fact that the way it ended on the last play of the last game of the season for the Super Bowl and losing on a field goal. So that definitely gave us an added incentive to want to get back. They invented something called an alarm clock.
I got a pager.
You got a pager. You got a pager. Well, naturally, Diamond Ferry is returning tailback. He rushed for over 1,400 yards last year and 20 touchdowns. So most definitely he will be a key to our offense.
Win the GBL, hopefully win the Super Bowl, because we had the downfall in the Super Bowl last year. So we're going to regain. We're going to come back even stronger and win it.
We've got 16 returning starters from last year. Quite a few returning lettermen, so we're very optimistic. A lot of people have high expectations, but the one thing we do want to avoid is the fact that we're getting so much coverage in media and newspapers and things like that we get overconfident, because they're only young kids, and things of that nature tend to go to their head real quick. So we want to get them right back down to reality.
Keep your head back. Let's go.
What did I tell you when you talked to these guys?
Come in.
Come in.
I didn't even say none of that stuff. Come in.
You didn't say any of that stuff.
They're all your expressions.
I said one thing.
I said, #1, you never talk about opponents.
I didn't.
I hope we play Brockton.
I didn't say that.
I hope we play Brockton.
I've been misquoted.
I hear so much about them.
I didn't say that.
But they wouldn't be able to stop us.
Don't believe everything you read.
Well,
You got that right. I'm saying.
I thought the adjective that I used was humble.
I didn't say. I said. When I was reading that, I started laughing because I was with my grandfather. I'm like, I didn't even say none of this stuff.
All I'm telling you, if they didn't need any ammunition, they got enough to. Right? To blow up the whole city of Everett, right? They'll be coming in sky high. These are going to be tacked up all over every school in the GBL.
I love it. You might have to carry that. I like it.
You love it.
I like the pressure.
Yeah, you love the pressure, but I'm going to be up on the toilet all night. You love the pressure. They get this, they get a hold of this after I tell them that, they're going to work hard and practice hard. They read this and they say, hey, what's he talking about? He don't know what's going on. I'm reading all this crap over. So that's my biggest concern. Not Tewksbury, us.
has kids played with matches and lighters?
It's really sad. The fire started with matches and lighters for thousands of people last year.
Like parents and grandparents?
And brothers and sisters. If you ever see matches or lighters, don't touch them.
Uh-oh! Somebody left out matches and a lighter.
Remember,
Wow!
keep your eyes open, and if you see these, tell a grown-up right away. But never touch them, and you'll be a real superhero.
Like a deputy fire marshal?
Exactly.
Touch matches or lighters. Tell them to burn up instead. Be cool about fire. Be cool.
Jeffrey, hitting is wrong. You're bigger, you're stronger. You cool off and you don't hit. Period. Is that understood? Is it?
Well, is it? Take time out. Don't take it out on your child. A public service message from the National Committee for the Prevention of Child Abuse.
You've got a tradition here that you're expected to uphold. You just look at the wall of front of our building. You know, when you walk into the building, you see every picture of every team since 1894. And you see the 17 state championship teams. Then you see on the wall, you know, the 17 players that went on to the NFL from this school. So playing football at this high school always has meant something special to this community.
Every time I went to one of the games, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get older. I wanted to play up at the high school, put on the uniform and play. It brings everybody together, this football team. It's a big thing in Everett. Everybody likes to play. Everybody wants to win.
Something that I heard a lot, not from you people, but from other people, is, why do you lift weights? Why do you run in the off season? Why do you do all that extra work? Anybody that says that, never been in the room now. This is why you do it. The rush that you get now, I don't care if you're 80 years old, you'll never feel anything like this. You're lucky you got this opportunity. You worked hard for it. Take advantage of it. Take these guys out early. Come on, boys! This is one of those 10 days out of the year that we're special people. This is it. Oh, yeah. You show them from the beginning. Come on, baby! Come on,
First and 10 for Everett. Wide open.
Klaus is still there and watch him catch it. You better get into it on this sideline. Pop it up, I told you in the beginning, you let them hang around, confidence grows. Right now, their confidence is sky high. Right now, they think they can beat you. You've allowed it. Sloppy on offense, holding penalties, dropping snaps. Can't happen. Right now, you got to suck it up. You're in a ball game. We'll see how mentally tough you are. Pro left. Pro right, 32. Pro right, 32. Relieved. I told you that the first game is always one that's nerve-wracking. First game is always one you get jitters. You know, I thought we made some mistakes, but they're all correctable mistakes. We got out of here with a win. Take a little rest this weekend. I'm going to go scout tonight, get a nice steak tomorrow, and we're ready next Friday night.
In 1922, the Shriners were opening their first hospital for children. There are now 22 Shriners hospitals, but their most important feature stays the same, providing expert orthopedic and burn medical care for children free of charge. Do you know a child the Shriners could help? Call 1-800-237-5055.
We're not exactly a suburban setting. I mean, we're an urban setting. Most of these kids don't drive to school. They either walk or take the MBTA. A lot of them come from single-parent homes, and their mothers are working all day. Carlos Ruiz, he's a prime example. He's a great kid. He's raised his little brothers and sisters because his mother, God bless her, she has to work 16 hours a day to support the family. And Carlos he's practically raised his little brothers and sisters, and he has responsibilities that your average kid maybe in the suburbs doesn't have.
Everything they get out of it, they earn. They put the work in, and hopefully, everybody doesn't go Division I, like a Diamond Ferry, but a lot of these kids go to Division II and III schools, and they get full financial aid packages to play football, and that's what we want to do for the kids, and that's what high school football is about.
The Crimson Tide defeated Tewksbury in the season opener, but fans were becoming concerned that this wasn't the dominant team they expected. Everett did beat Revere in Week 2 and struggled to beat Somerville in Week 3, taking an undefeated record into the Week 4 homecoming game against arch rival Peabody. Before that game, the Everett coaching staff made some key changes to the lineup, but it was becoming clear to everyone in Everett that this team might have some cracks in its once invincible armor.
The last couple of weeks, we tried to make some changes so we could get everybody playing one way, and it didn't work out. So, Dib's going back to the best 11 people playing on the field at all times, and no more messing around. We're just going to play football from here on in.
I'm starting quarterback this week, and it's going to be my first start. Diamond's playing defense, which is a good tribute to the defense with his speed and his agility. And our offensive line is back to what it was last year, so that's a big plus. I feel a lot of confidence in my offensive line.
I don't care how big their yards are. I don't care what health clubs they went to. I don't care how big the school is, how big their biceps are. There's one thing that they can never have. They cannot have the toughness because they weren't brought up in Everett. You play with the toughness you have, you play with the toughness that you were God-given, we'll beat the hell out of them. Let's go.
Linebackers, we're not filling downhill. We're playing patsy cake, around in circles, and no one's filling downhill like they want to hit someone. Club across those blocks and get downhill, hit someone.
Good, because they get the look of panic in their eyes. It has to be calm. It has to be constructive. We have to explain what we got to do, and we got to get after them to do it. It cannot be a yelling, screaming session. I'm just telling you this right now. Yes. Let's go. There are times when you are down. That's when you show your true toughness. That's when champions are made. When they're down and out, they get back up and they fight back. Let's go. That's what we're doing.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3. You have confidence in yourself. You'll get the blocks. I'll put you in position to win this game. All right? Look in the eye. Champions are made. The situations like this. Come on, man. You know. Again. Wasn't our day. They deserve to win. It's going to be terrible getting up tomorrow morning. It's going to be terrible getting to school on Monday. Fortunate thing left is we got 5 more games to prove ourselves. We're still a family. You're like my own kids. My kid does something wrong, I still love him. I still love you guys. We'll hang together.
Do you know what's behind the Medic Alert emblem? Information about a medical condition like diabetes or allergies and much more. Medic Alert operators are there 24 hours a day to transmit your medical files in any emergency. What's behind the emblem? Peace of mind. Call Medic Alert at 1-800-825-3783.
After Peabody, they count you out. Today in the paper, they count you out. You had a couple of terrible games. Things are ironed out now. Defensively, special teams, offense, we drive them up and down the field. These guys have never beat you before. They ain't gonna beat you tonight. Let's go.
Well, I think we were real nervous because all the expectations being 25 in the country. I think we were more concerned about what other people thought of us, and we just weren't going out and having fun. We're just going out and playing now. We're not worrying about the other things that we shouldn't. So even though the loss to Peabody, maybe it will hurt us in the long run, but I think it made us a better football team.
This is a big drive. We stopped them. We're going to drive the ball down the field.
Good job, defense!
Ferry, guess what? With the first carry, breaks down, he's going down the right sideline, does a little stance, stops, cuts back, he's going to go in for the touchdown. Ferry again. Good, you? Gone. Yeah. 2 carries, 2 touchdowns.
Hey, wait, does anybody have a cell phone? Please, call Rocco's Funeral Home. Put the cast on hold, because we're not dead yet.
Despite playing very well since its loss to Peabody, Everett still didn't control its own destiny. Instead, its football fate hinged on the outcome of a game it had nothing to do with, Peabody against Waltham. A Peabody loss or tie, and Everett would win the league title and get a return trip to the Super Bowl. A Peabody win, and Everett's season would end on Thanksgiving Day. And so on that fateful Saturday, the Crimson Tide took care of business with a win on the road at Malden, and then returned home with fans all around the team to await the outcome of a game that it couldn't watch on TV and couldn't listen to on the radio.
19-12 Waltham. Waltham just intercepted Peabody. Again? Yeah, so they're
What quarter?
It's 3 minutes left in the third period.
I got a cell phone at the Waltham Peabody game, and a cell phone with the superintendent at Everett, and it was basically just a play-by-play. You know, and the emotions were almost like the Super Bowl last year. First Peabody was on top, and then all of a sudden Waltham scored 4 straight times, and everybody was cheering, and Peabody come back. And it was a roller coaster ride, that game, just listening to it.
The only thing I could compare it to was waiting in the maternity ward for my wife to deliver my 2 children. It was that type of feeling, you know. It was a very unique moment. That's how I think everybody down there felt, you know. You're there rooting for Waltham. There's nothing you can do. You're just listening over the radio or on the phone, and you're just praying for the best.
Peabody's touchdown.
I think I was more nervous about that than I was of any game we played all season long. But it was just like, it was a great atmosphere, like seeing all the people from Everett, like all the people that played before, you know, just around, and there must have been like 300 people there around one guy with a phone. Everybody's like excited, and there was just like so much pressure. It came down to the wire.
Out of bounds. It's 28-28.
Oh, man.
They gave it to him. 26-26. 26-26. It's Peabody 20-yard line, first down for Waltham. Bourgeois run it. Another 10. He'll run it. Bourgeois brought it. He's down to the 10, inside the 10. Yes. Bourgeois inside the 10. First and goal He's passing again, idiot. It's Peabody intercepted.
Holy Jesus!
They have a heart attack.
Now see that, as you say, the clocks ran out. They're arguing whether there's any time or not.
Clock's run out?
Yeah.
The clock says 0. There's argument on the phone.
It's over!
When it brought those kids together as a group and they celebrated together, I saw kids, some people who were actually crying over it. And after that, they knew it was back in their hands, and now there was just no way that they were going to let it go.
Statistics show that the average person over a lifetime has 75,000 dreams, 3.8 surprise parties, 8.6 different jobs, 39.7 teachers, 12 different hairstyles, plays 6.4 sports, and owns 3.5 pets. But the average person only has one life, so why mess it up with drugs? A message from a drug-free Navy and Marine Corps.
I told you when you were little kids, whether it be Huskies, Eagles, when I once spoke at the banquets. You grow up in Everett, you're supposed to win. We're not born to lose.
That's it, boys.
You're born to win. This is the pinnacle. This is the top. This is the end of the line. This is what we're going to do today. This is what we're meant to do. You take it from the beginning. Offensive line, I'm putting it in your hands. You score here, this thing's over.
I think at the end of the third quarter, when the offensive line came to the sideline, I shook everybody's hand and I said, great job. And I looked at the bench and Jonathan was sitting there crying. And I went over to him and I'm like, we won. We got it now.
You're just so happy for the kids, But, that's what this is all about, is the kids. And some of these kids I've had, I used to be the Pup Warner, run the Pup Warner in this city, and some of those kids I've coached since they were 8 years old. So it's, just to see them go out, that way is, it touches you deep inside.
Never let down, just keep going to the end. That's how they are. They're Everett kids. That's all it is, Everett kids. It's where Everett kids play.
To go out in the field and play with such courage and determination, I think, anybody that played here previously would be proud of this team. And that's what I've told them, that they've not only made me proud, but I'm sure they've made, past players, alumni, people that have gone on and gone to heaven or whatever, passed on. They looked down and they were proud that, this team represented Everett High School.
Let's bring this goddamn trophy back to Everett. Let's go, baby!
if you haven't played it, it's tough to really understand it. But to put it best, these kids are almost a family. The atmosphere that they have down in the football field and during the off season, lifting weights, and during school, hanging around with each other, you know, socializing in the summer, going to the prom together. It's almost like they're a family, and now they're realizing that they're growing up and they're all going their separate ways.